Hello, everyone. I'm Mohammed, the founder of English Path. Welcome to Express Path. This is our first episode in Express Path, and Express Path is just about ideas, like whatever comes into our minds. We're going to be talking about topics that might be a bit interesting, and I'm going to try as much as possible to speak slower in order for people to start to understand and listen more. These episodes are just here to help listeners improve their listening skills in English. And we're going to be talking about many topics, and starting with what is a language today. I started this topic because I feel like it's pretty interesting. What's a language? What do you think about language? Is it just about words? Is it just how we create words? Is it just how we talk? Or is it deeper? Does it have a deeper meaning? Is it important? Like, is language important in a life? Imagine a life without language. How would it be? How would it look like? How would it feel? Being separated. Or maybe we are getting there. Maybe we're trying to still connect, but we are actually drifting away. Because having different languages, it doesn't literally mean language. Like maybe I was speaking English and you're speaking English, but we still don't understand each other. Because maybe the meanings of the words that I'm thinking about might be very different. Like something I really realized lately is the meaning of love, the word love. So you might understand love in a specific way, and I might understand it in a different way, which makes it very hard to communicate if you have this meaning and I have a different meaning. So again, is it affecting us? Is it really affecting us? Or is it just a normal thing that's happening? I feel like language is very interesting. Don't you think so? I used to study engineering, and my doctor stood up one day and he asked this question: is math a language or a science? And an argument started. Like everybody started to argue and think, and yeah, I think math is a language, and some others say no, it's actually a science. People study it, so it's a science, and so. And it made me think. Like, is it really a language? Is it really a science? How can we define it? What is a language? Isn't language just a way of communication? It's like, how can we communicate with other people? If you understand what I'm saying, it means I have a language, or we both have a language in common, right? Just like coding. Like starting to write your own code, that's a language. You're having a common language with the PC, with your computer. And it starts to think, and you start to make links, and you realize that math actually is a language, because it's the way you communicate with the life, with reality. Like imagine you just need some numbers in order to translate what life means. And now you start to understand life through math, through the language of math. And it's mind-blowing, because this changed the idea of, okay, language is not just about some words. It can be more than just sentences or phrases. It's just how we communicate. And it brings us to a totally different concept of, okay, now languages are not just the languages that we know. Like it's not English, Arabic, French, Spanish. We have way more languages. Like let's say that we're starting a new job. You're starting your new interview, and you got accepted in your own job. Once you get accepted, you try to learn the language of the office, let's say. The office has its own language, and you start learning it. Oh, yes, we do speak English. We all speak English, but there's some terminology that you know that I might not know because I don't work in the same office or in the same field that you're working in. If you're an engineer, of course, you know some concepts or some topics that I have no idea about. If you're a doctor, again. So you speak a different language than my language, even though we both speak English, but it's crazy. So some people will be like, "Oh, I'm monolingual. I don't understand any other language." But guess what? You're still learning. You're still making progress. If you're still studying in school, you're learning new languages. If you're talking about math, so math, this is a new language that you're learning. If you're in university, you're still learning some new topics, which means you're learning some new definitions, and so you're learning a new language. Like if you're studying law, it means that you're learning the new concepts of law and its own language. And also, if you think about programming and computer science, these are all languages. You're always learning something new and something that keeps you engaged. It makes you think and makes you know new things. It's still a language. It's a way that I can express in a different way. So this brings us again to the same question of, is it important? Like, is language important? And of course, in my opinion, I would be thinking, yeah. But if you're thinking about an idea or a reason, why is it important? You can write it down. But in my opinion, I think language is how we work together. It's the reason why we work together. And as I said in the topic or the past example, you're starting working in a new field. You have to start learning its language first. So if you think about language, you'll realize that language is just the first step in every field, in no matter what. Like it's even the first thing you learn as a baby. So no matter what field you're starting, you have to start by learning your own language. Isn't that interesting? So again, I believe that language is very, very critical, very, very important. It shapes how you think. It makes you think in a specific way. So let's say, for example, like people thinking in Russian. Russian people, they have had a research, which was very interesting, that Russian people can see or can differentiate between dark blue and light blue way faster than English speakers. Why? Because they have its own name. So light blue is called Goluboy, and dark blue is Sini. And I'm not sure if I did pronounce it incorrect or correctly, but again, they have its own word. They have light blue and dark blue as their own different words. And just because they have this kind of idea, or they have a word for this and a word for this, it makes them differentiate it way faster than us. So imagine having different words for feelings or for love or for a concept that maybe you never heard about in a different language. Maybe they have a concept that you don't know, that you don't even know exists. And therefore, you can't feel this feeling because they have it and you don't have it. It also makes me think about, there are some bad feelings like sadness and sorrow and so. What if we remove this from the language? Will this make us stop feeling bad? Again, this is an idea. This is a question that comes into my mind, and you can also answer it in the comments. But think about it again. Maybe. Maybe we feel our feelings because we know they exist. But what if you don't know it exists? And if you think about the communities that believe in specific ideas, specific religions, they will also have their own values, and they will have their own feelings and own guilt. So this means that feelings are affected by the culture, which is affected by the language. Imagine you asking someone, how are you? And they say, I'm fine. And the word I'm fine can mean everything. It can mean like, I'm fine, so it means I'm good. It means I'm fine, I mean, I'm fine. It's like angry or I'm fine. It's sadness. So it depends on the tone, how you say the word I'm fine. So it's exactly the same word, exactly the same meaning, but, or actually, it's exactly the same words, but has totally different meaning. And sometimes silence also carry a meaning. Like if you don't say anything, just means it might mean that you're angry, or it might mean that you're annoyed or sad. So this brings us to idea of language. Again, a language can be subjective, maybe, but I think a language is a very important part of our life as humans, because we live in communities. And as we humans live in communities, we really need this connection. We need to connect with other human beings. And this might be the reason why we are the humans. We are the smartest creatures. That's why we are not like animals. Maybe it's just about the language. Maybe just because we know how to speak. It's how we express, how we can send or communicate. Yeah, some animals do communicate, and I argue about this. Like it comes to my mind, and I don't think animals communicate as much as animals express and they understand, but they don't actually send information like we do. Like I can send you information that I might not want you to know, so I can hide it. Or I might send you a different or a false information. It's my choice to send the information. Animals, they don't have this. They don't have the idea of, okay, I am mentally or proactively sending you information. So this is the difference between expressing and communicating. And this is what we have, and this is what they don't have. But even we as different cultures and different human beings from different parts of the world, we do think in a different way. Each country and each culture has their own way. So language is a communication, but also it's an identity. Like if you are from Arabian country, and even your accent in English, like if you're speaking and you're having your own accent in English, it's your identity. I'm not a very big fan of, hey, let's make our accent perfect, because you don't need to. You can have your own identity in your accent, in your in whatever language you're speaking. But again, your language is your identity. It's your thought process. It's how you connect. And that's the beauty of language. So this was our first episode. Thank you guys for listening. I really, really enjoyed this episode, and hopefully for next time we're going to have more topics, more ideas, and way, way more. I'll see you.